Good evening, everybody. October 4th, 2021. Had a nice move on Bitcoin today. I very much like when it does what I expect. If you remember from the video yesterday, I said primary expectation was looking like this was going to be a high B and a low C here before we move up into 5. And that is precisely what it did. Struck the very top of that. Green zone, finally spiked into that. Got a nice scalp long there at 47K and took some profit up here at about 49.7 on that. So the question now is what happens from here? Is this 5 finished, or are we going to get a little bit higher here? And I would expect us to go up higher. This does not look complete to me, but that being said, technically this red box is what I've been looking for pretty much the entire way throughout this region. Now this higher red box, because it held here, is really the most likely. We spiked nearly to there, but didn't quite hit it. So I think at a minimum we should see a spike into that box before we then progress downwards into this region again. If we get 50,600 at the 1.618 right here, then we should see potentially a pullback to really just the top of this green box, ideally about 46.6 would be the ideal situation on that. That being said, I've been talking now for a while about really wanting to see an extension. I would love to see this extend upwards to about 53. I'd like to see this extend in this 5th wave all the way up here, so that we can then retrace a little bit higher and then move the 5th wave target all the way up here. When I say 5th wave now, I mean this one here, the yellow 5th wave target, all the way up to about 57.8, which actually lines up a lot better with the 618 on my larger fib. So that is what I'm ideally looking for. It isn't necessarily going to happen. You don't always get what you want, and really it could top out in this 5th wave at any point before coming down here. But we do have some evidence saying that extension is possible if we go down to the 15-minute or the 5-minute chart. You really should see within this 5th wave, we should be able to count 5 waves, and right now I can't. This might be our little micro 1 and 2 here, like that. And then if we actually get an impulse up, that'd be 1, 2. We'll need to see 3 push up into the 51 range, somewhere in this area. Then we get a little pullback down to 50, and then finally push up. Actually does project near to that 53K that I want, which is 52.6. So again, not guaranteed to happen, but we really shouldn't end this until we can make out 5 waves on that, at least that lower time frame there. Even within this 3, it's hard to make out 5 waves, but you can. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 within that 3. And right now, like I said, we can't make out 5. So even if it becomes an ending diagonal where we don't quite reach that target, we should still see 5. We should see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like this, where maybe we do end just in that region, but we should kind of at least get that where we can count 5. And like I said, right now we don't have 5, so my expectation is that we probably still see at a minimum the higher end of this box, and potentially get my extension that I've been hoping for up to that 53K region. So yeah, my plan still remains the same as far as all of my spot buys go. I've got my stops at break even about 42.7. I'm still not ready to change that quite yet. we really, at this point, since we've pressed up here, shouldn't go below that 44.3. So if you wanted to move your stop into slight profit, you could do so. Like I said, I'm just not quite ready to do that. I think I'm just going to leave mine at 42.7, break even, and if it stops out, it stops out. I don't lose anything anyway, and I'm ready to buy in lower. But this action is very promising. Even if we do kind of top here and come down into this region here for a 4, it's still looking pretty darn good. So this 3 should be up here. So that pretty much sums up Bitcoin, and we'll see what overnight action brings us, see if we can get some extensions tonight and into tomorrow, and we'll go from there. All right, good night, everybody.